All right. Now, rational expressions are really just talking about rational numbers, which is like a fraction, okay? A specific type of fraction, you can look it up, but it's not that important for right now. But what I have here is a rational expression. Now, what I see all the time, and it drives me bananas, is this. We're just going to cross out those a's, and this is equal to -3/5, right? Wrong. That is absolutely not true. And think about it for a second. Why are we crossing these out? You'll notice whenever I cross things out using division, what you're meaning is that you're dividing a by a. Well, that's equal to 1. So in reality, what we should have here is we should have 1 minus 3 over 1 plus 5. Now, that's actually not correct, okay? But this would at least make some sense. This, 0 sense, okay? So let's even try a little trick I like to do, and that is plug in a number for a. Now, we're claiming that this would work for every single value of a. So let's try it with a value for a. Let's plug in 4. So we got 4 minus 3 over 4 plus 5. Well, if that's the case, I know that that's just equal to 1 over 9, just through simple subtraction and addition. And as you can clearly see, these are not the same. Okay? This is something that I implore you to be very careful with, and if you're ever not sure on a shortcut, don't take it. If you've ever taken a road trip with your family, you likely know not to do that. All right, so let's actually talk about how to factor these properly. Or, I'm sorry, to simplify these properly. So let's say I have an expression. All right, so I have this expression. Now, I'm going to factor this completely. And one of the things that I notice immediately is this negative out in front. I don't like it because I don't have a negative out in the front here. Okay, that's going to cause some issues later. The goal for this is to find common factors that we can then cancel to 1. So let's try that out. I'm going to first factor that -1 out from the bottom. So now that that's done, I'm going to factor the rest. Okay. These are relatively simple polynomials, so I'm just going to kind of do it in my head or a little shortcut. Okay, you can double check my work if you like. Okay, now, because everything on the top is like being multiplied together, I can actually rewrite this, and I normally wouldn't do this, but I think it illustrates this a little bit better. I could rewrite this one more time. If you look at that, if you multiply the numerator times the numerator, denominator times the denominator, we get right back to where we were in the previous step. So I know that this is good, and the reason I did this is I was grouping together this right here because it's just equal to 1. Anything divided by itself is 1. Well, that leaves me with, and I'm going to multiply that -1 back in there. And I can't simplify this any further, so I'm done. This is as simple as it gets. Okay. Notice I didn't skip any steps. I showed all my work, and therefore I was a lot less likely to make any silly mistakes, and I got to my solution.